welcome back to another video. So if you haven't already worked it out, we're doing a whole lot of short videos sending through to you some informative stuff, some things that are answering certain questions, and sometimes I will be sharing some articles that I found and giving my take on these articles, my opinion, or perhaps some tips as well. And I hope you're really enjoying the video so far. Before I go on to the content for today, please remember, if you have any questions that you would like answered, or perhaps, there are some things that you would like a different viewpoint on, please feel free to send through your questions. You can do that either by email or you can do it on the comments below. And I look forward to answering them and talking to you about them. So let's move on for today. So I found this article, and this one's on news.com.au. And what it's about, it's Aussie Home Loans have created what they call a suburb spotter map. And this article titles says, Aussie Home Loans Suburb Spotter Map shows truth of housing affordability in Australia. And as soon as you say the word housing affordability, what do you guys think? Well, for me, I know that this is probably a touchy point for many, many people, particularly at the moment. So the subtitle of this says, a new tool reveals how much money you need saved to buy in suburbs around Australia, and the picture isn't pretty. So the article moves on to say that Aussie Home Loans have created this particular tool, which I think is a fantastic thing to be doing. But the results in particular show that in Sydney, if you have savings of up to $100,000, which, let's face it, for many people, that is a phenomenal amount of savings. And some people can't even, grasp the thought of being able to save that amount. Other people, that's a good amount to save, but for other people, they might have a lot more than $100,000 in savings, which is awesome. However, I don't think there would be anyone that would turn their nose up to $100,000 because that is still an extremely valuable amount. But according to this article, that if you had $100,000 in Sydney and you were looking to put a 20% deposit down for a particular property, well, there's actually only 6 suburbs in the whole of Sydney that you would be able to afford to buy in. And these suburbs are more than 40 kilometres away from the Sydney sort of central business district, or the Sydney sort of central area. And these suburbs include Austral, Ayres, Blackett, Bidwell, Box Hill, and Wilmont, sorry. If we are going a little bit further southwest of Sydney, then we hit the capital of Australia. And unfortunately, in Australia, there are no houses available if you had this kind of money. So $100,000 wouldn't get you anything with a 20% deposit in Canberra, which is kind of surprising, right? For many people, I think many people would find that surprising. If you hear a little voice in the background, that's because I have my toddler with me at the moment while we're filming this. I might even introduce you to him a little bit later. All right, let's move on. So Melbourne, there are a few more suburbs that 100,000 could get you a little bit more in Melbourne, but once again, they are, fairly far out, and what you get might not quite be, what you hoped to, considering you've got 100K to spend. So I won't go on to every single area that this article covers, but it does show that prices right now across the major cities of Australia are skyrocketing. So what does that mean for a lot of home buyers in particular? It does mean that we're seeing a lot of home buyers get really frustrated. Affordability is really seeming like it's slipping out of the grasp of their hands. But never fret. Yes, it can be a challenge to buy your own home. And when you're borrowing your own home, I hope you're enjoying the commentary in the background with my toddler. But when you are buying your own home, there's always going to be an emotional aspect. So when you decide to do this, particularly in a market that is aggressively growing, you just need to face certain facts and know what you're up against. Yeah, if you're in the position where realistically you're not going to get something that you love and want to live in, or are happy to live in, even if it's for the short term, within your price range, then it's not a time for you to give up. Yeah. In a market that is aggressively rising, if you can't benefit from it by finding the home that you want, then you should at least benefit from it, from making or getting the most of that market and making certain profits. Yeah. And that is particularly that is more accessible rather if you continue to look down the investment route. Yeah. So yes, prices are moving quite significantly, but if you are connected in the right way, if you're looking at wholesale type deals, they are still out there. And instead of $100,000, yeah, you could be investing in something that will get you the same rate of growth, yeah, as what the rest of the cities are seeing, the same rate of growth, but it won't be costing you as much. The property, more or less, there's high potential that property would more or less pay for itself, if not more, in this market. And you could use that as your stepping stone. So, as an investor, you could be looking at something which would cost you a whole lot less, use a whole lot less capital. I mean, we're doing deals for people with well less than $50,000. Yeah. So, there are opportunities out there for you. It's just a matter of, okay, if you can't get what you want right now, are you willing to shift your mindset, change it a little bit, continue your growth, your property portfolio growth in the meantime, and as the market continues to improve, at least you're not missing out on that growth. You're able to utilize that to your advantage and then use your investments as a stepping tool to get to the property or the home of your dreams, maybe just a little bit later. It's not the only way for you to get to the home of your dreams, absolutely, but it is a way for you to at least benefit from this market rather than sit back and be an effect of this market and get nothing at all. I hope that makes sense. I hope you enjoy it. And once again, if you've got any questions, please remember to send them through. Write in the comments below. I look forward to hearing from you. And if you want to hear more, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the little bell notification so that you know when I send out new videos. Chat to you soon.